Now Petcube is a cube that entertains your pets.
It's funny.
While you're away and allows you to see them. Like,
Gotcha.
how did this fall?
This is
into
the second. Most of my startups I like right away. And usually I write my check in the first meeting. Or I
really?
I don't do due diligence. I don't waste my time on any of that. If I really like the person, I'll just say yes, I'll invest. Maybe I'll wire the money the next day, sign the papers later that day. I mean, I do it very fast. You've picked two rare examples of startups that I didn't like at first. It's very rare for me not to like something enough to make the investment. But Petcube,
what about this one? Yeah.
The Petcube was a second one where it's maybe the only one out of that whole group where when I first heard the idea, I thought it was the stupidest thing in the world. Honestly, laser playing with your pet with a laser. I just, what are the laser blinds about? I didn't get it at first. And this was in the Ukraine, which is again not a place I would ever really want to invest. But I happen to have 5 investments over there now. I had one startup that brought me to the Ukraine a few times. It was a company I owned a much bigger piece of and still do it. It's a public company, SMTP. It's paying dividends. It's a public company, but it has people in the Ukraine. And I have a large stake, so I was involved in it, and I was active director, chairman still of the company, in fact. So I found myself in Kiev from time to time. Not so much anymore, but I was for a while. And so I ended up meeting all the people there in this. Anywhere I travel, I get involved in the startup ecosystem, right? The accelerators, the events. I mean, I like to speak. I like to try to mentor startups in an accelerator, just for the heck of it. So because I was finding myself traveling to Kiev, I ended up meeting a lot of the people in that very emerging young startup ecosystem that they have over there. And several people there kept pointing me to this guy, Yaroslav, and his Petcube. And I just thought, no way. But finally, I ended up meeting him over a coffee. And I just immediately understood. I mean, it was a team of people, all of whom have pets, who are just totally passionate around this gamified idea of interacting with the pet. And they've been very successful. They opened Kickstarter. They've sold hundreds of thousands worth of them ahead of time on Kickstarter. Even though they've mostly sold them in the U.S. Even though I don't think any of them have necessarily even been here. And they all have accents. But anyway, what they do is, it's like you said, it's a box that has a laser pointer that's actually not one that could blind any pet. It's just a safe laser pointer, but it lets you move it around remotely from your phone. You basically move this laser pointer around and play with your pet while watching a pet on the camera, and the pet can hear you speak, so you can call your pet through a little speaker there, like you call the pet by name, the pet comes, you play with the pet. And yeah, it provides some exercise to the pet. Maybe that's important. It actually relieves your guilt as a pet owner, which is more important, because it enables you to be a happier human being, knowing that you've left your pet alone all day and you've actually taken a few minutes to play with them. And you share that. Of course, you record the video of the cute pet and you share that on social networks with people, and that obviously works very well as a business since everybody finds out about it. When you share it, and it makes for a pretty good videos, as you might imagine. Pets are very photogenic, right? And then they have a component where they're putting them in pet shelters, which is actually even cooler, right? Because they're putting them in pet shelters, and you can let other people play with your pet, right? So the pet shelter situation, like multiple people can engage, become aware of these pets in these shelters, and end up adopting the pet maybe instead of buying one from a breeder. So there's a component that makes the world a better place. Again, not in the way I personally really know that much about, but I saw the passion in the team. And I saw this, I don't know how you describe it. Sometimes you just look at the guy and you know they're going to succeed. You know that it's, I mean, I don't tend to invest in passionate dreamers who are just dreamers, right? It's a combination of having a dream that can become a reality, where either people have that amazing self-confidence or I believe they lack it, but I can help them find it. And in fact, that's the best. Like in this case, the guy has the self-confidence. He didn't need my help being confident. This particular team, they left Kiev, they went to Shenzhen in China, joined this accelerator called Hackcelerator, which is located on the ground over there, next to the factories. And they ran this Kickstarter campaign. They're now building the product, and I think they're going to probably come to the San Francisco area, I would assume, in the near future. But they seem to be doing well. People want it. I mean, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of customers that have pre-ordered them. And apparently people are very passionate about their pets.